Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome. Oh my goodness, it's like I had a frog in my throat. Hello, and welcome to the Arrays of Living show. I am your host, Jen Drakes, and I am passionate about life and living it to the fullest. So during the show, I'm going to ask questions. So feel free to respond in the chat or pose your own questions or just comment. I will be checking the chat as it unfolds. So, hopefully people jump on there. So let's dive in. February's here. Yes. Already the year's starting to, just ebb away really quickly. And I consider February to be the love month. I said that to somebody and they laughed. They said, I've never heard that before, but I really do. I consider it to be the love month. It is also the shortest month in the calendar, usually with only 28 days. And every 4 years, it assumes an extra day to arrive at 29 days. We call those years having the 29th day as leap years. And 2020 was a leap year. So who would, I completely escaped me just by the way the rest of the year went, because as you know, 2020 started to dive in March. So the next leap year based on the 4 year cycle is 2024. And how many know or even remember why leap years occur? Well, for those that don't know, it takes the Earth about 365.25 days to orbit the sun. That means it takes 4 orbits to gain an extra day. And that extra day we call a leap day in the calendar. And February is the month that takes on that extra day, which is needed to apparently synchronize the calendar years with the seasons. So there's your little interesting fact for the day. And for a short month, and one of the things, actually, before I go on, one of the things that I've always been amazed at are people born on the 29th day. I always say, what do they do for their birthdays? I've never gone that. So if anyone out there hears this live and knows what that you do, like what do you do? I take it you probably just celebrate your birthday either on the 28th day of February or on the 1st of March, maybe on the other years that don't have your birthday. It's kind of, I've always wondered about that. Anyway, I digress, but just my curiosity. And once I get curious, I go off. So for a short month, February certainly has a lot going on. It kicks off Black History Month, in which we take time to educate, appreciate, and celebrate the history of people of color, or perhaps African descent, or who identify themselves as Black. And I say this, and I say that spectrum because I don't identify or no longer identify with the Black label. And I never did really, even as a child. But it's only since 2020 when I had time to pause my life a bit, reflect on me and what I stand for and all these wonderful things that 2020 allowed us to do, that I have been more vocal with that sentiment. And because I think everything that happened in 2020, George Floyd, all of these things really sent out a message for ourselves, even people of color, to be more authentic, to be more real, to be more honest about how living as someone of color impacts you. And so because of that, I'm now able to more vocalize that sentiment. But why do I feel that way? Because even as a child, I had already had a reaction to that word associated with myself. And coming from a grandmother that didn't really like dark skin people of color, and living with that, her viewpoint on that, on myself, I had been able to give this some thought, and I had a hard time understanding even then as a child why it was applied to people with our skin tones and our hues. Because you see, I was taught that this is the color Black. In school, we are taught that this is the color black, just like no different to being taught that, that something was the color white, right? This is the color black. And when you put it against my skin, it's quite obvious that's not my skin color. That's not my color. So why did that label or that identifier stick? I never quite understood that. Right? Because I could see that I was not that color as I just showed you. For sure, my skin tone was darker. There's no argument, there's no debating that our skin tones are darker. They're of a darker hue, but it was most certainly not a black color. Brown, yes. Black, no, not so much. But then, with everyone around you as a child seeming to accept the label, I suppose I just went silent. I'd stopped the probing of that question. And I even began to use the label black on myself over time, right? However, as my phone starts making sounds, it's going to affect the audio. But anyway, but then, I went silent and even used it on myself over time. However, if I'm going to live authentically, then I feel compelled to revert back to my original protest. If I'm going to stand by what I say, coming from 2020, to be a little bit more real about, living as a person of color in the larger populace and as a minority, I committed to being a little bit more, to being more real, more honest, and more direct. So I don't identify with that label of black, right? I am not black. I am brown. I am a person of color. I am of a Nubian descent. Does that mean I will not acknowledge Black History Month? Absolutely not. I will indeed acknowledge it for sure, right? Obviously, I will. The ancestral respect is needed. The life I get to lead today, the freedoms I get to enjoy today, was on the backs of those ancestors. So I have to pay respect to that. And a time in the year to do that is needed. So I absolutely respect Black History Month, but I detach from the name given to the celebratory occasion and more so focus only on its intent. Now, in my social media Black History Month posted, I encapsulated our history into one word: shades. A word I consider quite significant: shades. As a people, we are a wide variety of rich brown shades, beautiful shades across the brown color spectrum. We are also people that have a history that is not black or white. Between those two extremes, there's a lot of gray aspects, right? Our history is complex, it's textured, and it's rich in trials, tribulations, and triumphs. I can say we were shaded when we could not read, write, seek higher education, vote, or have common freedoms. Yet many people worked to change those circumstances. And those people collectively created the gray areas in the history books because some of those people were outside our race. And they were people outside our race who knew and recognized the situation of those days were inhumane and unjust. Yes, we had, and what we had were dreams and prayers, and that's the case even today. And those people were willing to lay down their lives to change things. And those shades that I talk about continue today on a different level, in a different way, but they continue today. We saw that in 2020. But what was wonderful was, again, the gray aspects rose up as new people collectively joined in to ensure further justice and equities and opportunities unfolded and continue to unfold. So, lastly, on this topic of February and what it is, and Black History Month related to the month of February, I saw the irony of the Love Month paying homage and respect to a race that has seen its share of hate, discrimination, and persecution, and that the celebration was also given to the shortest month in the year. There was irony in that. Maybe there was purpose, I don't know, but there was irony. But if you think I'm going to close on that, the downer side of that, I'm not. Because here's another perspective. The new perspective is that the love energy of February emits. And when it emits, it can work to give us tolerance, acceptance, empathy, and the capacity to heal through honest discussions, frank discussions aimed at diversity, equity, and inclusion. So while there's a way to look at it that may not seem so uplifting, there's another way to look at it that is indeed uplifting and is based on a foundation of love. February also celebrates Sexual and Reproductive Health Awareness Week, starting on the 10th of the month. And that runs through to another February celebration, Valentine's Day, the most popularly recognized celebration in February. And here on A Rays of Living, we kick off the Sexual and Reproductive Health Awareness Week being in conversation with Tiano Ivajlu, a certified sex, love, and relationship coach. And we'll be live at noon on the 10th of February to have that discussion. And days after that discussion, most will celebrate the Love Day, Valentine's. So now, while I can appreciate Valentine's Day, and I do, I also fundamentally believe that love should be expressed each and every day to ourselves and outward to others. It shouldn't be held back just for a single day. It should be daily attempts at living on the foundation of love, expressing yourself on the foundation of love. February this year also kicks off the Chinese New Year, starting on the 12th and lasting until January 31st of 2022. And this Chinese New Year is the year of the metal ox. This year is going to be lucky and also perfect to focus on relationships, whether you're speaking about friendships or love or business relationships. Now, according to the ChineseZodiac.org, which was my reference point, ChineseZodiac.org, the ox is very hardworking and methodical. So 2021 is going to be a year when work will get rewarded. And not just any work, hard work. The yin energy associated with the sign of ox will be quite strong. The site, Zodiac, ChineseZodiac.org, the site, ChineseZodiac.org, uses the word poignant, which is such a beautiful word. We will fully feel the weight of our responsibilities, a year when it is necessary to double our efforts to accomplish anything at all. It's telling us anything at all is possible with hard work. And 2021 is a year when all the problems get solved with discipline, a lot of discipline. So, what it's really saying is if we emanate the essence of the oxen, the essence of that animal, hardworking, diligence, perseverance, we will reap the rewards. So get off your arses, get off your butt. And no, I didn't swear. I said arses. Get off your arses and your butt and get all the things that you need and want done. Right? Get it done. You want to write a book? Write a book. You want to change your career? Change your career. Start the work, right? And don't just jump off and put yourself in financial struggle. Do it strategically, but get going. Get going and work hard to make it happen. You want to climb Mount Everest? Start to figure out what you need. What kind of conditioning? What do you need to do? What are the small baby steps that you can do to get going? Get going. Right? That's what it's all about. And someone I know is having their day on the 18th. Their B day is on the 18th of the month. And I am sending them a shout out on this show of much love, much, much love to make that day spectacular. In fact, every day this month, I'm challenging all of you to arise, be grateful to another sunrise and another day. Stretch yourself and then give yourself a massive, massive self hug before starting the day. Look, I'm showing you self hug, rub yourself, feel good. Use your hand as a pillow and just really feel good. Do a massive self hug every day that you get up. And if you do that, jump in on the Arrays of Living Facebook page or connect with me on LinkedIn, or even just add some comments to this video, or to the podcast. And let me know if you find in doing that, you feel more energized and inclined to hug others in the same way. I find that I do. When I do this, I am going to go and then I just feel to just send that energy outward. So I find that I do. Right? So while in January we made adjustments to ensure having a spectacular 2021, in February, our focus will be on love. This show will focus all of its messaging on love from a number of different perspectives. And it's done with the hope that you can ramp up your love energy for yourself and then for others. So see if you can embrace that energy, embrace my energy. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you hugs. I'm sending you love. Embrace it and send that outward to others. Right? Like what are those letters? Those, I forget what they're called, but the letters you send from one to the next. See if we can do that for February and see where it leads. See where it leads. Right? So before I wrap up, I want to also point you that on the screen, hopefully I'm pointing in the right way, is my book, Aladdin Carpets. It's on Amazon. In a week or so, the paperback will be associated with it as well. So, but now you can get the ebook. Take a look, hopefully you can download. If you are anything associated with Kindle, you can get the book for free by using the Kindle platform, or it might be the Kindle Unlimited platform. But then you can also purchase the ebook. And as I said, the paperback is quickly following, then followed by the audio, then followed by the hardcover. So we do have a trajectory for the book, but just wanted to put that plug in. I have to get more comfortable with doing that. It's still not my comfort zone, so bear with me. And then follow the Facebook page, Arrays of Living. And I am Jen Drakes. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, depending on your preferred platform, please remember to like the show, subscribe or follow the show, leave ratings and reviews, and please share the love. In doing that, that's the only way we grow. And we are growing. We are indeed growing, but you know, please just remember to take that, not even a minute, and just do that for us, because to help us grow. The podcast audio is also will be posted shortly, so you can download that from Spotify. We're on iHeartRadio, which is huge, Amazon, Apple, Lipsync, and Google, plus a number of other platforms. So look for us, search for us, listen to the past and present podcasts. Mark your calendars. The next show, as I said, is on the 10th, airing at noon, and we will be welcome a guest, Tiano Ivajlu, and I hope I'm saying her last name correctly. I hope I haven't messed that up. And until then, we will be chatting with you soon. So thank you for your time. So long, and see you on the 10th.